And since I'm single, my family treats me like I'm the Salvation Army. Old furniture and clothes they've worn out, they just donate to Jan, the single girl. I know the clothes are rags. The other day I'm wearing a blouse that smells like lemon pledge. Sliding off the couch, my pants have a waxy buildup. So this is my 100th episode. It's a big milestone because I stuck with it. And that's what I think is the most important thing in comedy. There are ups and downs all the time, and we get reviewed after every single show. If you want to be successful in this or anything, you got to stick with it. Think about it. What if after every single day at your job, you were reviewed and you decided whether or not you were going to continue working there the next day? How would you handle it? Well, as comedians, we have to find a way to compartmentalize these ups and downs. We understand that some days go well, some days don't go well. That's the deal. I've had great reviews where people said I was the best comedian or keynote speaker ever. One guy told me that he came to the show that night because he heard me on the radio and he laughed so hard that he almost drove his truck into a ditch. I've also had weird reviews where someone mentioned that they liked me but wished there were bagels instead of donuts for breakfast. And I've had bad ones where they picked out one joke from almost 200 I do in an hour and said they hated that one joke. It's frustrating, but I really believe the quote by famous football coach Lou Holtz. You're never as good as everyone tells you when you win, and you're never as bad as they say when you lose. I'm in it for the long haul. And a couple years ago, I got to sum up some keys to success when I gave the commencement speech at my niece Sandy's graduation. This happened because for a variety of reasons, she decided to skip the actual ceremony. So her parents had a family party instead. But in my family, you're not going to skip the ceremony. So my other sister and my brother and I decided to hold commencement in the living room during Sandy's party. And I got to give the keynote. I was told I'd be doing this, by the way, when my plane landed about an hour before the party. So I didn't have much time. I wrote my valuable commencement advice on the way to the party in the CVS parking lot as I was whitening my teeth, because I knew there would be pictures. I came up with what I call the Sandy rules for dealing with life. Here we go. S, stop second-guessing yourself. Today, you'll make choices that affect your future. Some of your choices are going to be awful. Don't freak out. Most choices aren't set in stone. And luckily, you'll get other future choices to correct the bad ones. You'll lose your mind if you keep second-guessing yourself. Make a choice with the information you have now and move on. A, always have fun. I live by this rule in my business and my personal life. And it's not just because I'm a comedian. If you're not sure what choice to make, pick the one that sounds the most fun. If it was a bad choice, at least you have a good time and a good story. Pick the fun one and move on. N, be nice. Choose the bridges that you burn very carefully. I believe karma will catch up with those who cheat you. Your screaming at them won't speed it along or make the punishment more intense. These people are not worth your energy anyway. And being nice also helps you sleep well. Be nice and move on. D, define success for you. Don't let others tell you what success is. If you define it for yourself, you can be successful right now. When people hear I'm a comedian, but I've never done late night TV, they think I'm not doing well, but I am. I figured out what works for me, and I don't care about the other definitions of success. Define your success and move on. And why? Ask yourself why. People will tell you that you must find your passion in life. I disagree, because that's too hard. Instead, stop what you're doing right now and figure out the why. Why are you spending your valuable time on this planet doing what you're doing? Maybe your job doesn't pay well, but you love helping people, or maybe you hate your job, but the hours allow you time with your kids. Figure out the why and then make peace with it. If you don't know the why, then you are wasting your time. And if you don't make peace with it, then you will never enjoy life. Every step I've taken in my career, from driving 50,000 miles a year to living in a 400 square foot studio apartment in LA at age 40, I've always been crystal clear on why I was doing it. And I made sure that I would be okay if this was as far as my career took me. Answer the why, make peace with it, and move on. So there you have it, my first commencement address, the Sandy rules. I could have made it longer, her name is Alexandra, but the CVS security guard was getting suspicious. And since this is just one big takeaway tip for this podcast, I'll just end with, thanks for listening. Feel free to check out my website, theworklady.com. Take care and enjoy your journey.